Wild Talents by Charles Hoyfort, Chapter 9b. Way back in the year 1890, the Japanese were coolies. Then they showed such talents for slaughter that now they are respected everywhere. But in the year 1890, the Japanese were supposed to be little more than a nation of artists. A story of a panic in Japan was something to smile smugly about. I take a story from the Religio-Philosophical Journal, May 17, 1890, as copied from the newspapers. People in Japan thought that, sometimes in the streets, and sometimes in their houses, an invisible thing was attacking them. They thought that upon persons were appearing wounds, each a slash about an inch long. They thought that, at the time of an attack, little pain was felt. Possibly a Jap, educated according to what is supposed to be an education, having his ideas as to the identity and geographical distribution of coolies, has looked over the files of American newspapers, and has come upon accounts of a series of occurrences in New York City in the winter of 1891-92, and has been amused to note the mystery that New York reporters infused into their accounts of woundings of men in the streets of New York. The reporters told of a vanishing man. The assassin disappeared marvelously. As noted in the New York Sun, January 14, 1892, 5 men had been stabbed by an unknown assailant. There were other attacks. The police were blamed, and in the downtown precincts of the city, the most important order each day was to catch the stabber. January 17, slasher captured. The police were out to get him, and one of them got an unterrifying-looking little fellow named Dowd. It was said that he had been caught stabbing a man. In the mixture of all situations, it is impossible to be unable to pick out grounds for reasonably believing, or disbelieving, anything. Say that it is our preference to believe, or to accept, that it was not the marvelously disappearing slasher who was caught, but somebody else who would do just as well. Then we note that, 20 minutes earlier, another policeman had caught a man who had, this policeman said, seized somebody and was about to stab him. Or June 1899, and 2 men were out to catch a kissing bug, and one of them caught a beetle, and the other nabbed a butterfly. The policeman of the first arrest was ignored. The captor of Dowd was made a roundsman. Dowd pleaded not guilty. He said that he had had nothing to do with the other assaults, and had drawn his knife only in this one case, which had been a quarrel. His lawyer pleaded not guilty, but insane. He was found insane, and was sent to the asylum for insane criminals, at Auburn, New York. The outrages in New York stopped.